Hi, and welcome to the reading for the 30th of May. And as always, the reading is coming from Jesus Calling, Enjoying Peace in His Presence, and the book was written by Sarah Young. So it's daily readings with Jesus, and today is May 30th. Time with me cannot be rushed. When you are in a hurry, your mind flitters back and forth between me and the tasks ahead of you. Push back the demands pressing in on you. Create a safe space around you, a haven in which you can rest with me. I also desire this time of focused attention, and I use it to bless you, strengthening and equipping you for the day ahead. Thus, spending time with me is a wise investment. Bring me the sacrifice of your precious time. This creates sacred space around you, space permeated with my presence and my peace. And this reading ties in with Psalm 19, verse 27, Chronicles. Chronicles. My eyes are not telling me what numbers, and Hebrews. So we've got a connection to Psalms, Chronicles, and Hebrews, but the numbers are escaping my eyes. My allergies continue, and my not wearing glasses continues. So we'll see where that goes, because we're a few months now down the line with my eyes, and some days are better than others. But I persist and I have faith. So time with Jesus, that's an interesting one because I've just spent time away at my daughter's place. They're out of town, so I was in their place for 3 nights this week, and I spent some time in the church, which was you can see from their apartment windows. It was unplanned, unexpected, and it was just quiet time in the presence of the energy of the church. And it was a Catholic church, and I'm not Catholic. So the actual half-hour mass that I attended was strange for me because I don't experience mass in my kind of spiritual life, in my Christianity. But the peacefulness in there, and the message very much was a similar one to the one that I listened to in my own church online last Sunday. So I know that there's a format that they follow within the church, so that the readings, whatever church you go to, and I had presumed it was whatever like Protestant church you go to, the stories would be kind of linked to the same parts of the Bible. But I think it maybe is just across Christianity, and it's about the time of year, and they have it all kind of set out chronologically for the year. So it was interesting from that aspect. It was interesting. But the quietness, the second time I went, it was there was no mass. It was just I went to check the times on the doors, and the boy inside was vacuuming the floor, and he just tapped on the window and asked me if I wanted to come in. And I said, well, yes, just for a few minutes. So I went in and I just sat at the back of the church and shut my eyes. And it was quite emotional, actually. I find that when I walk into a place of worship, or when I walk into a funeral service, it's like I feel the emotion, I feel the energy, and I often will cry. So my eyes did leak when I was sitting there in the church yesterday at in the morning time, and I sat for probably about 20 minutes, for as long as he was vacuuming the carpet. I sat, and it was like white noise in the background, and it was a very, very peaceful experience. And I think it is very much time invested when we spend quiet time. Even if you don't believe in God and Jesus or anything spiritual, spending quiet time where we just sit with ourselves, and I try to practice mindfulness, and when I teach mindfulness, it's about spending that quiet time with yourself, just allowing your thoughts to come in and allowing them to go, as a form of meditation. But it's the same when we sit with Jesus, when we sit with God. It's that quiet time. We have committed to spending that time to listen to ourselves. And I say it many times, not in every reading, but lots of readings, that I believe we are Jesus, we are God, and that Christ's light is within us. So when we sit quietly, we are actually connecting with ourselves as well as Jesus. So well spent time. So I invite you to spend some quiet time with yourself today, which will be with Jesus. My 5 minutes is up. Namaste. Love to you all. Bye now. Bye.